Like after I notice when I write down dates for stuff that things don't happen to me sometimes like a year later, 2 years later. Like I started putting the date a little sooner than I thought it would be. What's going on, my beautiful people? It's Jay Spivey with Respect the View podcast. Alright, so today we're going to be talking about ways to eliminate distractions and stay focused. Alright, this is the fatherhood edition. You already know. If you don't, father too. I get it. I feel like I get a lot done. So I wanted to definitely make a video elaborating on the ways that I have been learning how to keep myself focused and eliminate a lot of the little distractions so I can get goals done that I want to get done in my life. All right, so number one, I got a paper in front of me, by the way, so I'm going to be doing a quick back and forth. So number one, okay, social media. If you're on social media, it should only be for business. All right. As a young man, if you play sports, I feel like social media it should be cut off during season, minimized during season. If you're on it, you're not liking anything. It's mainly about what your algorithm is showing you. So you want to eliminate a lot of the craziness that you see with your eyes. How you do that on social media. Anything that'll tempt you, and I won't say to sin, but anything that'll tempt you to knock you off of your path is a negative. It's not good. Distractions, they can be as small as video games, as small as your phone, as small as, I wouldn't say small, but procrastination. And then, there's the distractions that are whole human beings. Those are harder to get rid of. I'd rather have a video game or something less less hurtful as a distraction, but any of them you want to get rid of. So that's kind of why I say it like that. So social media, you kind of just want to eliminate the craziness. Specifically for me, it's a lot of the women, how they, I don't judge. I really don't care. So I don't care how you dress. I just don't, want to see all your fine assness all on my page. That's all. Respectfully, trying to keep the rockets to a minimum. If I could say it like that. I don't know if that sounds weird, but yeah, it's a lot of beautiful people, so it's just hard it's hard for it to not be in your face on social media. Like they make sure you see it. I'm like, pages that I don't even my page has nothing to do with women. And that's what I'm saying. I've been seeing like weird trends, like a bunch of some of my pages, like it's like it'll be like they won't even be from this country. You know what I'm saying? They don't even be from America. It'll be somewhere in like Africa or some shit, and they'll be posting the women from there, and I'll be like, what the hell is this? Just weird. Number two, and that's why I'm like, all these they're not in any particular order, but I name them so I can categorize them and make bullet points and stuff like that, and be more organized with my stuff. So for number two, it's the it's pretty much commenting on the Sexualized accounts. I already made this comment. It's extremely hard to stay focused, knowing that like to really give yourself. That's what I'm saying. Unless you're dealing with one woman, that's what I'm like. It's really hard to stay focused when you have like all this energy around that sexualized. So it's definitely vital. That's what I'm saying. You don't even have to unfollow them. That's what I'm saying. If you cool with some of these people, all you really need to do is mute their page. That'll do just right. Yeah, that's like, honestly, I'm just tired of seeing. Not that's what I'm saying. I really don't care, but I just can't I got daughters, so I've never really honest. That's what I'm saying. It's more of a flush. I've never really been interested in seeing all the you know, the twerking and the gyrating and all that online. You know, it can get overwhelming, and you know, we notice it now. Like if you doing it, it's for attention. You know, it's to see what people gonna say, how they gonna react. That's why most of the time, you know, I really don't, I really don't care. That's what I'm saying. Maybe sometimes I'll come out of my shell and I might dance a little bit, but I'm just goofy. That's what I'm saying. I'm really low key, like until you know, I actually fuck with you. Other than that, I really just be chilling. And then so let's go on to the next one. If you can, just learn how to be picky about who you follow. Really be able to cleanse your timeline. We know what that means. If it don't align with you, we just got to learn how to get rid of it. You know, it's not that hard. It's just if you really want to do it or not. It's not about feelings. It's not about hurting people's feelings. That's like if you on there for business and you have a business account, people that post weird and crazy, you know, just respectfully, like I said, either mute their page or unfollow. And that's what I'm saying. You don't need that kind of energy in your life. They always speaking negative. You don't need that kind of energy in your life. And, you know, if they always talking, that's what I'm saying. If they always talking about, we already know if they always talking about going out. If it's something other than you staying consistent at what you need to do to get your goals done by a specific time, and that's what it is. It's about having a game plan. That's a random one, probably on a different video, but I'm just throwing it in there right now. Gotta have a game plan. Game plan start as early as 8th grade. Your game plan start as early as 8th grade. Now, if I'll say you got time. 8th grade to sophomore year, you want to have it done. And that's just if Young Cass is on this video. Your game planning should be on like top tier, on par by then. I'll make a specific video about game planning, about coming up with a structured plan to for your goals. And that's just, you know, like I said, you know, I deal with a lot of young athletes, so that's the only reason why I say stuff like that. So this next one, to stay focused and eliminate distractions, is stop letting ex flings, old things float back into your life to cause chaos. A majority of the time they come in to check on you, their life is going to shit. Not all the time. If it's genuine, it's genuine. You'll be able to tell the difference, but majority of the time I don't really see it as being genuine. Even and I'm talking about even the ones from back in the day, 5, 10, 15 years ago. Just don't do it. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. And if you're young, that's what I'm saying. I honestly, that's what I'm saying. Now I understand now, you know, being a little bit older, you know, why cats would be like, don't even worry about a girl. And that's why a lot of our talks as men, it's like, you know, don't take, I mean, I'm pretty sure women say too, you know, don't take your boyfriend seriously. But, you know, as a man, it's like, man, don't take women seriously until you 30. I'm not 30 yet, so I got time. So that's when, like, I realized, like, I have confidence in myself. I have a pretty good head on my shoulders. You know, I can get some stuff done. So I really, those are my, from a laid back standpoint, I've never had to do like a lot of chasing. So a lot of the issues that came into my life that were in distractions, it was that, you know, women wanted to be in my radius. And I'm talking about, like, they want to be in my radius, you know, with such an urgency. You know what I mean? I want to choose my words carefully. They want to be in my realm with such an urgency. They were willing to come out here and see me, to California. So I understand it. And that's where I realize God is still gonna put that blame on me. You know, I am a single father. So, you know, I get hit with that blame, you know, for my family not being intact. And I take that, I take that hit. I'm fine with that. I respect it, and I still want the best for the mother. You know what I'm saying? I don't. You can go through my videos. I don't really ever talk about her, and I don't talk negative about her. You know what I'm saying? Me and her, we talk when we talk, and when we talk, we be talking. You know what I'm saying? It be like sometimes 15, 20-minute conversation, but we're not. You know what I'm saying? I don't. Most of it, 90% of the time it's about kids. The other 10% of the time it's about hair and business. So I kind of just keep it at that, and things have been going well. You know what I mean? It's just about, not having any negative energy and a lot of that stuff. And so that's why I just know I'm a good guy, and I just wasn't ready at that particular moment yet. And you know what I'm saying, as a young man, you'll hear sometimes a lot about like letting a woman love you if you're not at a specific area yet. But it's just from my understanding, it takes us a while to get our stuff together. I'm not saying you're lucky if you get your stuff together early. You just had, a better structured system, which is more respect to you and your family and how it's, how it operates. Everybody is just not like that. So some of us are a couple steps behind. It's gonna take a little bit longer, but it's nothing to frown upon or like destroy the rest of your life over. Most definitely not. That's what I'm realizing as a young man. As a man, period. We don't have all the time in the world. Our time is not unlimited. Like that's why I really don't even do a lot of things according to a time frame. Like I structure stuff and then I go about it, and I really try not to say, oh, by this. That's what I'm saying. Most of the goals that I have set for myself, I could work on them daily. So instead of saying like, oh yeah, like I'm gonna get this done by whoop de whoop, I'm already working on it today, and I just made it into small steps and increments to get to that. And that's when like most of the time when you write down a date, that's when like after I notice when I write down dates for stuff that things don't happen to me sometimes like a year later, 2 years later. Like I started putting the date a little sooner than I thought it would be. So if I had something that I'll put 6 months out, I'll put it 3 months out. If I had something I put a year out, I'll put, that's why I'll just mix it up. Just because I noticed a lot of, if you want to call it manifestation, I still call it blessings. I'm being blessed. Before it was because I felt like I was more focused, and then I just got sidetracked for a little bit. So this should be all the way at the top. It pretty much sums up what a lot of this is, you know what I mean? But it's besides not dating, let's get that out the way. You should be focused on your goals. You shouldn't even be dating. You shouldn't be taking women on dates until you finish your hit list as far as your goals. So monk mode, that's another one on the list. I'm saying I'm probably on like number 6 or 7 by now, but I just didn't, I stopped counting. But monk mode is pretty much just sums it up, just kind of disconnecting from a lot of the outside world and having a heavy focus on your goals. That's all monk mode is. A lot of there's some souls on the planet that say don't do it for overly long experience, long extended periods of time, just because it can lead to loneliness. You know what I mean? Like you're if people really don't know how you operate, it can cause a lot of disconnect, in a lot of friendships. And I know now I'm more open in how disconnected that I can be now. Before it wasn't, you know what I mean? You just, figure it out. Now it's like, if I really fuck with you, if I really care about you, if I respect you, I'm letting you know, like, this is how I am. But, if it comes to business, we handling our business and then that's it. And then I'm able to, go about my business. But typically when I disconnect, I just be going to meditate, going to listen to the silence, things like that. And another thing to kill off to stay focused and kill off the distractions is you gotta eliminate like the prawn, the videos, the asking girls for pictures, the OnlyFans, any of that. Thinking about, that's what I'm saying, like it sounds weird and it sounds crazy. That's what I'm like, this list really should be how to stay how to stay in God's favor. Like but it kind of just warps the mind. Like a lot of what this list is too is to keep yourself from touching yourself, you know, because you know it can go real quick when you're focused and you're on semen retention and you have goals. You know what I mean? You don't look for that, and it seems like it's validation. You know, everybody seems like at one point or another they need it, so it definitely takes a little bit of work to to get yourself in a position to where you're more so focused on it warps your mind. And I know the more opportunities there are, the more chances there are to kind of mess up. You know what I mean? So a lot of this list is kind of just trying to eliminate that and for you to start thinking. And that's what I'm just like, I know it's gonna take a while. That's what it took me a while. It takes, I still flow through this list a lot. But it's like, it's things that I learned that's like, if I want to get my goals done, if I want to stay focused, if I want to get these things done, I say I want to get done. It's kind of hard to have women around. Like, it takes I know not all, don't kill me in the comments. I know not all, but it takes a specific woman. And yes, it's for a man. That's what I'm speaking for, a man. So it's not trying to get into what she can do for him. That's not the talk that I'm trying to get into. It's if this woman is willing and wanting to be in this man's light, in this man's frame, in this man's world, what she's okay with. And that's like, if she can bring him peace and his drive doesn't dip off, you got you a decent one. But we got Jada out here and Will, and then we got Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle. So them is the prime examples of Dwayne Wade. As I'm saying, Dwayne Wade, he kind of just been in his own world, and that's why I kind of just leave him alone. I be wanting the best for my black men. You know what I mean? And over these last like 2 years, that's when I just been analyzing how I handled my relationships and the growth that I've been trying to have, and like seeing the nice guy in Will. I know a lot of people speak on that specifically, and it's just like I see myself in Will, like hurt, like head over heels in love with this woman, and bruh, that's what I'm saying, not even realize it, but she really treating you like dirt. I don't know if you was able to realize it or not, but like that kind of stuff, it just be hurtful. It just be hurtful to see. And I'll also say we need to start figuring out what triggers us. This is when we get a little bit older, when we start knowing what we like and what we don't like. But what triggers us, we need to just start staying away from it, so then we don't have a response for it. Being silent as a man is pretty much like bread and butter. And that's why I really don't know what other term that I can use to kind of express that. But it's vital. It's vital for a man to be able to shut his mouth. I'll say it's vital for any human being to be able to shut their mouth. But men, we have to learn. We have to be able to listen. We have to be able to learn. We have to be able to listen. We got to be able to hear. I would say owning up to our own stuff. Looking in the mirror, talking to your shadow. You might run into memories that can cause growth. When you start actually doing some self-evaluation and some self-discipline, you'll start seeing some stuff about yourself that you don't like. A lot of this, I'm saying, when my journey started, a lot of this came from me not having sex or touching myself or watching porn. And then it also came from me separating myself from individuals that, after I did the work and found out what was my parents' views or my mom's views or my dad's views, or your grandma, your auntie, your uncle, what was everybody else's views versus what I really felt about life. I did a lot of work on that. So it's just about finding that understanding and then being able to move your life around with that. And then, and then at that point, then you can start. I wouldn't say be lax, you know what I mean? Because I'm really not relaxed with my energy anymore. Like it takes a lot. I stay off on most social media, so I'm kind of to myself. It feels a lot better, you know. Um, the silence is definitely priceless. Like even the little bit that I get, and I'll say during this time, whenever you're doing this like this work or trying to stay focused, or I would even say it's for like just understanding while you're healing, and that's when I'm probably gonna make a specific video about the healing part. But while you're healing as a single father, remember I said this is fatherhood edition. Gotta stay away from single mothers. You gotta stop trying to connect with single mothers. And that's what I'm saying. As you can understand from this list, that's what I'm saying. It's cool to be cool with them, you know. But if you're not on your purpose, like that's what I'm saying. Like me, if I'm speaking about me individually, or me specifically, like I get a lot of single mothers that come into my life, and I definitely feel like I'm here to just help understand a lesson. And that's what I'm saying. Sometimes it sounds funny, but that's what I definitely realize through the people that I meet. You'll have a realization. You'll have an understanding about something. You'll learn something from the other person, and I take that with me. You know what I mean? If I'm able to take something from the conversation we had, I definitely will respect you more. It's just definitely easier to, it's easier now to realize what is for me and what's not. And that's why it's a real big toss up between men and women. It's a real big divide, and I try to stay away from the divide. But that's why I'm saying this video, I'm talking to fathers. Being a single father, like I said, me personally, I realized, my daughters and how they act and how women act, and having my fair share of experiences. So, I'm definitely okay with just relaxing for a lot of bit, and I'm not going to say this is the first time I've taken like a step back, but this is like the longest to myself. And I appreciate it, and I've been enjoying it, and I haven't felt this way before. So it's beautiful to be able to feel your own energy and how powerful it is, That's like, and another thing is your mind changes once it heals. So that goes into a lot of the stuff that we might be attracted to that might be just a trauma bond. And then once we clear our mind, once we are able to sort through thoughts and our emotions and realize what we should and shouldn't really be mad at and shouldn't care about, that's when a lot of the change starts happening. And then you'll start being able to pick up on the red flags easier. And it ain't even a red flag, it's more intuition just speaking to you. That's what happens to me a majority of the time. But then majority, also it's me being honest with myself. If I'm not ready to be in a certain space, and then a woman is like what's good, like, and trying to get into my realm, what I'm saying, that's usually my test right there. That's usually my test, and that I have to fight, that I have to try to figure out how to win majority of the time. Because Jezebel spirits, they come in beautiful soft forms, dangerous. Yeah, but I just I've been working on a lot of content, so came out here to work on a video, see how fast I can get it done. The video kept cutting on and off, but I got it done. If you like the video, if you like any points that I made, If you want to comment, leave a comment, please. I appreciate it. Hit the like button. I'm all stuttering now. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button if you like the content. Single father, godly. I'm still a God-fearing man. I'm just out here trying to learn what life is and not be consumed by it. All right, I'm out.